The Bad Tiger, a Korean folktale, narrated by Tegan MacDonald. In a great forest there once lived a very bad tiger. Every night he would come out of his lair and steal into a radish patch kept by a poor old woman. There, the bad tiger would trample all over the garden, eating the choicest and fattest radishes. The poor woman came every morning to her radish patch and cried at the damage caused by the bad tiger. But she didn't know what to do, for the tiger was as strong as he was bad. She wondered and wondered how she could stop the tiger from eating her radishes every night. Finally, she hit upon a good plan. One day, she met the tiger and said, "Mr. Tiger, why do you have to eat radishes all the time? Please, come to my house and I shall make you some delicious, nourishing red bean gruel for you to eat." The tiger was overjoyed at the prospect of the red bean gruel, for it was his favorite dish. "Thank you. I shall be over tonight," he said, licking his lips at the thought of the feast. The old woman hurried home to prepare for the arrival of the bad tiger. First, she lit a fire and heated up a large amount of charcoal. She put the glowing coals in the brazier and took the brazier outside to the back of her home. Then, she floated some red-hot cayenne pepper on the water in her kitchen water jug. Next, she stuck a large number of needles in the kitchen towel. She then scattered cow dung all around the kitchen door and spread a large straw mat used in drying unhulled rice out in the yard. Finally, she brought out an A-frame, used on the back when carrying heavy loads, and so called because it is shaped like the letter A turned upside down. She propped the A-frame up against the back fence. Now, everything was ready. The old woman went back to her kitchen and pretended she was preparing the evening dinner. Soon, it was dark, and the bad tiger came sneaking to her house. The old woman heard the tiger outside and said, "Oh, it's you, Mr. Tiger. Please do come in." And she opened the front door, smiling her welcome at the bad tiger. "My, it's cold tonight, isn't it, Mr. Tiger?" she said. "You won't mind, will you, bringing the charcoal brazier into the house from the back for me?" "Of course," the bad tiger said, for he was in a good mood thinking of the feast he was about to have. He went out back and was about to lift the brazier up when he noticed that the charcoal was almost out. "Say, old woman, the charcoal is almost out. There are hardly any red embers left." The old woman answered from inside the house, "Is that so? Will you blow the embers for me? The charcoal will soon become red." The bad tiger put his nose up to the brazier and puffed and puffed. He blew so hard that some ashes whirled up and dropped into his eyes. The bad tiger hurriedly rubbed his eyes, but the more he rubbed, the more they hurt. In pain, the bad tiger cried, Old woman, I've got some ashes in my eyes. Help me." "Oh, dear, I'm sorry," she said. "Try washing your eyes with water. You'll find some in the kitchen jug there." The tiger did as he was told. But, as you will remember, the old woman had floated some red pepper on the water. The pepper got in both of the tiger's eyes, and he was in greater pain than before. He thought he would surely go blind. Old woman, he called. "My eyes are worse than before. What can I do?" Then, oh, the bad tiger moaned, pressing his eyes with his front paws and stamping his feet in pain. "Oh, is that painful? Try wiping them with this kitchen towel." The bad tiger was in great pain. He grabbed the towel she handed him and began rubbing his eyes frantically. But the needles in the towel pricked his eyes. Now the tiger became truly mad with pain. Suddenly, the bad tiger realized how he had been tricked by the old woman. Blindly, he tried to run away, but as soon as he stepped out the kitchen door, he slipped on the cow dung and fell head over heels on the ground. The straw mat which the old woman had laid out in the backyard saw all this and came flying through the air. It quickly wrapped the bad tiger in an incredibly tight roll. Next, the A-frame came trotting out from the back fence and threw the tightly wrapped tiger on its back. Then, without a word, the old woman put the frame on her back, went right down to the sea, and threw the bad tiger headlong into the waves. That was the end of the bad tiger. Thereafter, the old woman was able to raise her radishes in peace. There was no longer a bad tiger to come and dig up her radish patch.